Nobody saw this coming. In a bold and unexpected move, Kia's CEO just unveiled the all-new 2026 Kia Tasman pickup truck, and it's sending shockwave through the entire auto industry. Rugged, powerful, and packed with technology, this isn't just another pickup. It's Kia throwing down the gauntlet to Toyota, Ford, and even Tesla. From bold Australian-inspired styling to turbocharged diesel power and hybrid capability, this truck isn't just built for the city, it's engineered for the outback. And the price? Way more affordable than you'd think. This is a game changer. And if you thought Kia was just a crossover company, think again. Let's break down what makes the 2026 Tasman the boldest pickup debut of the decade. The 2026 Kia Tasman matters not just because it's a new product, but because it redefines what Kia stands for as a global automaker. For decades, the truck market has been fiercely loyal and fiercely regional. Americans love their F-150s, Australians swear by the Hilux, and in many parts of the world, pickups double as daily drivers and business machines. Kia entering this segment isn't a casual experiment. This is Kia flexing its global ambitions. Designed with rugged conditions in mind, the Tasman was engineered in part in Australia, tested on some of the harshest terrain, and styled to appeal to those who demand both brawn and beauty in a vehicle. It's no lifestyle crossover disguised as a pickup. It's a body-on-frame brute with the engineering and toughness to back up its design. And let's not forget what it represents. Kia's first real foray into the light commercial vehicle market, which is expected to explode globally over the next decade. If the Tasman succeeds, it opens the door for more rugged Kia variants and cements the brand as a serious player beyond the SUV and sedan segments. Now let's talk power. Under the hood, the 2026 Tasman comes ready to work, hauling a proven 2.2-liter turbo diesel engine, likely shared with the Hyundai Santa Fe and Steria in overseas markets. This engine is no slouch. It delivers over 200 horsepower and a walloping 440 newton-meters of torque, meaning it can haul trailers, boats, tools, or whatever you throw at it with ease. Kia has made it clear that this truck isn't just for show. It's built for the backroads, job sites, and campgrounds alike. And that's just the beginning. There are growing rumors of a hybrid variant and even a fully electric Tasman down the line, aligning with Kia's bold EV strategy. Add in rear-wheel drive and four-wheel drive variants, plus features like low-range gearing, electronic locking diffs, hill descent control, and multiple off-road drive modes, and you've got a legit off-roader on your hands. This isn't a rebadged SUV pretending to be a truck. The Tasman is tough, purpose-built, and tuned to take on rough terrain from the outback of Australia to the mountains of Colorado. It's everything people wanted from a Ford Ranger or a Toyota Tacoma at a more accessible price. Where the Tasman really starts to outshine its competition is inside the cabin. Kia has carved out a name for itself with premium-feeling interiors and futuristic tech, and they're not cutting corners in the Tasman. Step inside, and you're greeted by a driver-focused cockpit that feels more luxury SUV than utilitarian pickup. Expect a fully digital instrument cluster, a massive touchscreen infotainment system, wireless smartphone connectivity, voice control, over-the-air updates, and a UI that's been refined in models like the EV6 and Telluride. But it's not just flash, it's functional too. High-grade materials, clever storage spaces, and durable surfaces make it equally suited to muddy boots or business meetings. And safety? Kia's renowned ADAS suite, featuring adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, 360-degree cameras, and blind spot collision warning, means the Tasman doesn't just work hard, it protects hard too. For those tired of bare-bones truck interiors or paying premium for basic tech, the Tasman will feel like a revelation. It's Kia doing what it does best, bringing premium features to the masses at a price that feels almost too good to be true. Now here's where the Tasman sends shockwaves: the price. Kia has made a reputation for offering more car for less money, and the Tasman is no exception. While official pricing hasn't been confirmed yet, early reports and regional leaks suggest a starting price of under $30,000, depending on the market. In places like Australia, it's expected to go head-to-head with the Toyota Hilux and Ford Ranger at a significantly lower cost, without skimping on performance or features. And if it launches in the US, which Kia hasn't ruled out, it could absolutely shake up the mid-size truck segment, pressuring the Ford Maverick, Nissan Frontier, and even the Chevrolet Colorado. A truck this capable, this stylish, and this tech-savvy at that price point is almost unheard of. For rural buyers, small business owners, off-roaders, and everyday families, the Tasman could represent a new kind of value proposition, a truck that's not stripped down, but fully loaded and future-ready. And once Kia starts moving units globally, competitors will have no choice but to respond, either by dropping prices or adding features. In other words, the Tasman may trigger a full-blown pickup price war. More than just a truck, the Tasman represents Kia's evolution from follower to leader. Over the last 10 years, Kia has gone from being a brand known for cheap sedans to one of the most innovative automakers on the planet. The EV6 shook up the electric market. The Telluride redefined the three-row SUV. And now the Tasman is set to make waves in one of the most fiercely competitive segments in the world. It's a bold move that speaks to Kia's global vision, and it's backed by serious investment. The company isn't just launching a truck, they're setting up new manufacturing infrastructure, global supply chains, and dedicated marketing campaigns that will position the Tasman as the working-class hero of the new generation. And with upcoming partnerships in electric propulsion, hydrogen, and autonomous tech, Kia is preparing to fuse utility and innovation in ways no other truck maker has managed so far. The Tasman might be the first step, but it won't be the last. This could be the beginning of a full commercial lineup from Kia, one that completely upends our expectations of what a truck brand can be. Kia didn't just develop the Tasman anywhere. They deliberately chose Australia as ground zero for testing and tuning. And that decision was no accident. Australia is one of the most pickup-centric countries on the planet. Their utes aren't just weekend toys. They're everyday vehicles used for work, commuting, farming, off-roading, and even towing heavy gear across massive distances in scorching heat and unpredictable terrain. Kia's engineers knew that if the Tasman could survive and thrive in the outback, it could succeed anywhere. They tested it on gravel trails, red dirt roads, steep inclines, and river crossings. They consulted local experts, engaged off-road enthusiasts, and paid close attention to the culture of utes in Australia. The result? A truck that doesn't just meet global standards, it exceeds them. The suspension was tuned for rugged durability. The chassis was engineered to handle heavy loads without compromise. Even the exterior design nods to Aussie ruggedness, with flared wheel arches, muscular stance, and aggressive proportions that feel right at home in the bush. By starting in Australia, Kia signaled they were serious, and the industry took notice. When a new truck enters the ring, it has to prove itself against the best, and the Tasman doesn't shy away from that fight. Against the Toyota Hilux, the Tasman offers more modern styling, a more tech-forward interior, and competitive diesel torque. Where the Hilux is known for indestructibility, the Tasman is built with refined ruggedness, strong but smart. When pitted against the Ford Ranger, the Tasman competes well on payload and towing, while offering more value for money in the tech department. And compared to the Nissan Navara or Mitsubishi Triton, the Tasman appears sleeker, more spacious, and more connected. Even the Chevrolet Colorado and GMC Canyon, popular in the U.S., might be facing stiff competition if the Tasman makes it stateside. Kia's competitive edge? It doesn't rely on nostalgia or outdated reputation. Instead, it offers a fresh, modern take on what a truck should be. Bold design, useful features, advanced safety, and a price that makes rivals sweat. If you stack the spec sheets side by side, you'll find that the Tasman is punching way above its weight class. Kia understands that truck buyers are not one-size-fits-all. Some want a bare-bones workhorse. Others want an off-road beast. And many want something in between. That's why the Tasman is expected to launch with multiple trims, cab configurations, and possibly even modular bed systems. Single cab, double cab, crew cab, check. Short bed, long bed, check. Base utility trim for fleets? Absolutely. Off-road ready version with lifted suspension, skid plates, and all-terrain tires? Kia is already testing one. Rumors even suggest factory-installed accessories like a rooftop tent, ARB-style bull bars, snorkels, and tow kits will be part of the lineup, especially in Australia. This modular approach allows buyers to tailor their Tasman to their lifestyle, whether it's tradesman toughness, weekend adventures, or outdoor living. Kia isn't just selling a truck, they're selling a platform for personalization, much like Ford does with its Bronco. And that could be one of the Tasman's secret weapons, making every owner feel like their truck was built just for them. As electrification spreads across the industry, one burning question remains. Will the Tasman go electric? And the answer is, it probably will. Kia has already announced plans to roll out dedicated electric pickups by 2026 to 2027, and the Tasman's platform is reportedly being engineered with EV compatibility in mind. That means we could see a dual-motor AWD electric Tasman with instant torque, a massive battery, and perhaps even bidirectional charging that allows it to power tools, homes, or campsites, perfect for trad eyes and adventurers alike. Given Kia's experience with the eGMP platform used in the EV6 and EV9, it wouldn't be a stretch to imagine them using a modified version for an electric Tasman down the road. This could be a Tesla Cybertruck killer, but with actual practicality and a competitive price. For markets like the US, where electric trucks are starting to gain traction, an EV Tasman could arrive just in time to capture a new wave of customers who want capability without emissions. Kia could be setting the stage not just for a new truck, but for the future of the truck segment. For decades, Kia was seen as the budget-friendly little sibling to Hyundai, a value brand without much personality. But over the last few years, that image has completely transformed. With sleek designs, award-winning models like the Telluride and EV6, and a commitment to innovation, Kia has evolved into a global design and technology powerhouse. The Tasman now serves as the final piece of that puzzle. It sends a message loud and clear. Kia can do tough just as well as it does tech. It shows the brand isn't afraid to challenge legacy players on their turf, and it signals to emerging markets, from Africa to South America to Southeast Asia, that Kia is coming for market share. And as pickups become more popular globally, not just in North America, Kia stands to benefit enormously. By building a truck that appeals to both traditionalists and modern consumers, Kia is rewriting its own legacy. If the Tasman succeeds, it won't just be another vehicle in the lineup. It will become a global flagship, redefining the Kia badge for a new generation. One of the biggest questions surrounding the Tasman is, will Kia bring it to the US? Right now, the Tasman is confirmed for global markets like Australia, New Zealand, South Korea, and potentially South Africa and Europe. But America? That's still a massive question mark. And here's why it's such a big deal. The US pickup market is the most lucrative and competitive in the world, dominated by icons like the Ford F-150, Chevrolet Silverado, Toyota Tacoma, and Ram 1500. But there's a growing demand for mid-size and compact pickups with better efficiency and more modern features. Exactly the space Kia could dominate with the Tasman. If Kia can navigate the chicken tax, a 25% tariff on imported trucks, or decide to build it domestically in the US or Mexico, then a stateside launch could absolutely shake up the market. Imagine walking into a Kia dealership and seeing a bold, diesel-powered or hybrid pickup with high-end interior tech, rugged design, and a sub-$30K price tag. It would immediately steal attention from the Ford Maverick, Hyundai Santa Cruz, and even challenge the dominance of the Tacoma. If Kia is bold enough to bring it, the Tasman could become the most talked-about truck in America overnight. The Tasman doesn't just look tough. It's a carefully designed fusion of form and function. Kia's global design team wanted a vehicle that would stand tall in the outback and look just as good parked in front of a city cafe. The front end features a wide, muscular stance with a squared-off grille, C-clamp LED headlights, and skid plates that signal off-road confidence. The fenders are sculpted and aggressive, the wheel arches are flared to give it a wider look, and the rear tailgate is clean yet bold. No unnecessary curves, just purpose-driven styling. The design philosophy seems to borrow from successful elements of the Ford Ranger and GMC Canyon, but blends in Telluride-like refinement, creating a look that feels both premium and rugged. Inside, the story continues. Kia leveraged its SUV expertise to deliver a cabin that's comfortable, quiet, and smartly laid out, not the usual industrial interior found in many trucks. It's clear the Tasman is designed not just for work, but for lifestyle, appealing to everyone from trad eyes to young families to overlanding enthusiasts. Forget unibody. The 2026 Kia Tasman is built on a ladder frame chassis, just like the toughest trucks in the business. That choice speaks volumes about Kia's commitment to building a true utility vehicle. Unlike SUV-based trucks like the Hyundai Santa Cruz or Honda Ridgeline, a ladder frame offers serious advantages for towing, payload, and off-road performance. It means the Tasman can support a higher gross vehicle weight, more customization, and better articulation when the terrain gets rough. And that's exactly what truck buyers, especially in regions like Australia and rural North America, are looking for. Kia's engineering team reportedly collaborated closely with off-road experts to ensure the Tasman's frame could withstand extreme flexing and twisting, while remaining light enough to deliver respectable fuel economy. Combine that with an advanced suspension system, optional rear locking differential, and multi-terrain traction control. While most headlines focus on consumer buyers, there's another group that should be watching the Tasman closely: fleet managers. Whether it's construction companies, energy crews, public service departments, or logistics firms, businesses rely heavily on trucks that are affordable, dependable, and low-cost to maintain. Kia is clearly targeting this space with fleet-ready variants of the Tasman, expected to be available in single-cab and double-cab configurations, with stripped-down interiors and simplified tech for easy servicing. The availability of a reliable diesel engine, global parts support via Hyundai's distribution network, and long warranty coverage could make the Tasman a no-brainer for small and medium-sized enterprises. And because Kia's total cost of ownership is typically lower than legacy brands, the Tasman could undercut traditional fleet choices like the Toyota Hilux, Mitsubishi Triton, and even the Ford Ranger. If Kia plays it right, businesses around the world might soon be replacing their aging trucks with the badge of the rising Korean powerhouse. Overlanding and adventure, built for the outdoors. Beyond contractors and commuters, there's a booming market Kia clearly has its eyes on: adventurers and overlanders. The 2026 Tasman's rugged looks and body-on-frame durability make it a perfect candidate for weekend warriors and outdoor enthusiasts. Expect a slew of aftermarket support and factory accessories. Think roof racks, tent mounts, bed campers, snorkels, LED light bars, and all-terrain tires. Whether it's carving trails in the Blue Mountains of Australia or navigating fire roads in Utah, the Tasman is poised to become the new favorite of the off-grid crowd. And for those who love road tripping in remote areas, the potential for a long-range hybrid or diesel version means fewer fuel stops and more independence. Add in the spacious cabin, tech-savvy dashboard, and 12 power outlets in the bed, and this truck transforms into a mobile base camp. Kia isn't just building a work truck, they're crafting a lifestyle platform that appeals to digital nomads, photographers, solo travelers, and anyone tired of SUVs that can't go beyond the pavement. Kia's long game, strategically taking on Ford, Toyota, and GM. If you zoom out, the Tasman is not just a product launch. It's a strategic chess move. With Toyota dominating in markets like Asia, Australia, and the Middle East, and Ford holding strong in North America, Kia is positioning itself as the smart, stylish, high-value alternative. The Tasman leverages all of Kia's recent successes, from the design revolution to EV leadership, and applies them to the last frontier of consumer vehicles: trucks. This is the segment where brand loyalty runs deep, but so does consumer frustration with rising prices, outdated interiors, and limited innovation. Kia sees an opportunity to disrupt, just as it did with the Telluride and EV6. In the next 5 to 10 years, analysts expect a surge in urban-friendly work trucks, hybrid utility vehicles, and lifestyle pickups, and the Tasman is designed to lead in all three. Kia's long-term strategy isn't to compete head-to-head with every player in every segment, but to pick high-growth categories and deliver products that punch above their weight. The Tasman is a shot across the bow, and the auto giants will have to respond. A rugged truck is only as good as its long-term reliability, and here's where the Tasman might shock skeptics once again. Kia is known for its industry-leading warranty, often 5 years or more, with powertrain coverage stretching beyond that. When you apply that to a pickup, especially one expected to work hard in commercial and off-road environments, it immediately gives Kia a competitive edge. Most rivals still stick to 3-year warranties, but Tasman buyers may enjoy extended peace of mind straight from the factory. And let's talk parts and servicing. Kia already has an extensive global network of dealers and service centers, many of which share infrastructure with Hyundai.